right. Hey, welcome to the Stronger Dad Project. I'm Kyle, video 3 here. So, if you're with me here and you want to stay connected, you want to, connect with each other on your goals, my goals, and just become a stronger dad, husband, father, man together, there's an email in the description. Shoot me an email. I would love to hear about what your goals are, what you're doing, kind of support each other in the, vein of becoming this stronger man, this stronger father, kind of make a community out of this. So I just wanted to make a quick video here while I'm in the car running a few errands about discipline. I feel like discipline is definitely the foundation of everything that I'm trying to be. Everything that I'm trying to become starts with discipline. It starts with death to self, which death to self is a whole nother video, a whole nother topic that I love, and it will make a video shortly. But discipline is the foundation to becoming stronger physically. It's also the foundation of becoming a more spiritual man who's connected to Christ and looks more like Christ every single day. It's not this, we've been sold that, you can change, or you don't even need to change, but you can change and it's easy. And discipline's not easy. If you've ever tried to be disciplined, nobody really enjoys discipline. And if somebody does enjoy discipline, that's awesome. Good for you. Merry Christmas. But discipline's not easy, but it is the foundation of what at least I'm trying to do, and hopefully what you're trying to do. And I think we've been sold that discipline is kind of this, it's romanticized, that it's this almost Zen-like state that you get to. And I hear people all the time, I wish I was as disciplined as them. I wish I could be as disciplined as them. As though discipline was something that they were born with, or that they have more propensity towards discipline because of their genetics or whatever. But being disciplined, I have the same, same amount of, or same ability to be disciplined as a Navy SEAL. I have that. I could be as disciplined as a Navy SEAL. I'm not saying I am. I'm not saying that I'm going to be, but I'm saying I could be, because they're just men. We're all just men. We're all just women. We're all just humans. And discipline isn't something like height or, genetic strength, where you're a little bit more prone to have bigger muscles or stronger legs or whatever. It's something that we all can grow in to, an incredible extent. And it's not this, once you've been disciplined for a certain amount of time, then you're just a disciplined person. Sure, discipline may come easier because you've done it a ton more than somebody else, or when you've done it more than you used to, so now discipline is a lot easier. Being a disciplined person is easier. But what discipline is it's a constant decision to make the right decision. It's a constant decision to say yes to the things that need to be said yes to, and no to the things that need to be said no to. And so, for example, this past holiday weekend, I allowed myself to have a couple more sweets, enjoy some ice cream with my daughters, have a second hot dog, because I'm celebrating with family and celebrating this holiday. I have flexibility. I have that, I'm not a robot. I'm not at a place where I feel like I can't enjoy a holiday or a special occasion. And I've got that, that flexibility. But, the kind of the yin to the yang, or the ugly part of that is that Monday and Tuesday, I have been battling my mind that says, well, man, we're back to it. We're back to having this indulgent, eating lifestyle. We're back to, whatever goes. And so I'm passing these gas stations or these restaurants, and my mind's like, why don't you just stop in there and grab a donut? Or look at that restaurant's advertising free ice cream. Just walk in. There's no purchase. And I am like, my mind is like, no, you go now. And it is putting down the pressure. And so it's now my job to say, I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to say, no, my belly is not my God. I am in control here. I'm the one who says yes, or I'm the one who says no, and I'm saying no to these cravings. And if you're with me, and if you stay with me, throughout this journey, this channel, you're going to hear me kind of mention and talk about how the physical applications are practiced for the spiritual applications. And I think the spiritual applications can also be, practiced for physical. But I think more times than not, the physical, when we practice things physically, it's a benefit for us spiritually if we, tap into it. And I'll talk about that in just a second. But, if I'm going to say yes to these sweets today, go have a donut, go have a burger at McDonald's, I know 100% it's going to taste great for a moment, and then I'm going to spiral into shame. And in order to push that shame down more, I'm going to go get another donut, I'm going to go get another cheeseburger, I might go get a milkshake, and boy, by the time I'm done, the carnage behind me is massive. And the same is true in spiritual life. If I'm going to allow myself to not be honest with my wife, and if she asks me, did you wipe the counters down before you go to bed? And I say yes, and I know the answer is actually no, the shame spiral is going to make me then need to find another sin to move away from my shame. And it's so backwards. I mean, I should just be looking to the King. I should just be looking to Christ. But I know that about myself. I know that the moment I step into sin, I'm going to use more sin and more sin and more sin to try and cover that shame. And so and I think you can see the parallel there for myself personally. Maybe nobody else has that issue, but for me, I know if I say no to this craving, and then I can stand in victory, like kind of David Goggins talks about a cookie jar, when I get to a place where sinful temptation comes in, where I want to gratify my sinful temptations, I can look back at that cookie jar, reach back into that cookie jar and say, no, I'm not doing that. I remember what that victory felt like physically, and now I'm going to have this spiritual victory as well. And so that's, discipline is all about saying yes to the right things and no to the right things. And so when we do that physically, that also is benefiting us for the future spiritual decisions we're going to have to make, because we can rely back on the physical decisions. Same with working out. If you've said, hey, I'm going to work out, I'm doing a circuit workout, I'm going to do 4 rounds of this, and each exercise is going to be 15 reps. And you get to round 2, and nobody's looking. It's just you. It's late night. Everybody else is asleep. And you get to round 2 and you go, man, I had an okay workout. I know I said I was going to do 4, but I already did, I did 2. That's better than doing nothing. And then you give up. Like, that's telling yourself someday down the road, spiritually, well, I read my Bible and I prayed, but let me just look at this woman walking down the road. Whatever. Nobody knows. Nobody's here. And maybe that's a little extreme, but to me, and this is how my mind works, and hopefully there's a couple guys that find this and kind of understand and latch on, agree with me, that if I say, no, this is what I'm doing in the workout room, this is what I'm doing at the dinner table, this is what I'm eating, then when I get to the place of, spiritual practice, I'm able to say, no, I said I am reading my scripture every single day. I said I'm reading no less than a chapter a day. I said I am praying. I said I'm finding somebody who needs prayer and I'm praying for them on the spot. Like, I'm using discipline in the physical and the spiritual to become the type of man that says, if I said it, I'm doing it. If I said I'm doing this for the Lord, or I'm not doing this for the Lord, that's what I'm doing, and no questions asked. You don't have to question that. And the same thing with, for my wife. Something I struggle with is cleaning the litter box and sweeping under the dining room table after meals. But if I've told my wife, and I have, I'm doing this, then she better believe I'm doing this, because that's the type of man, that's the type of husband and father I'm becoming. The type of man that says, this is what I'm doing, honey. You don't ever have to ask me again. You can if you want, but you don't have to, because that's the type of man I'm becoming. And so discipline is that foundational piece, I believe. It's that bottom rock to becoming a stronger dad, a stronger husband, a stronger father, a stronger man. Discipline sits at the bottom of that foundation. So again, there's that email below. Send me an email with your thoughts on this video, and then also with what you're thinking of your goals, and would love to connect. So see you guys next time.